From getting blackmailed by Rick's car, to moving to new reality to live as Wastelander, these are 5 worst moments for Summer and Rick and Morty. Alright, buckle up for Summer's wild ride through the end times, because nothing says quality time with Grandpa like watching civilizations crumble, right?
So leave me across the room. Excuse me, miss. It appears that you have an uneaten ass. Allow me.
Our girl Summer decides to join Rick on his galactic tour of doomed planets, because why visit Disneyland when you can witness mass extinctions? As they hop from one ill-fated world to another, Summer's all about living it up like there's no tomorrow, which, for these planets, there literally isn't. She's partying harder than a college freshman on their first night of freedom, surrounded by aliens with more tentacles than sense. Spring break meets Armageddon, and Summer's the queen of this apocalyptic prom. But wouldn't you know it, Rick just had to go and ruin the vibe.
And absolutely positively no getting attached.
He lays down some ground rules faster than you can say buzzkill, with the number one being don't get attached to anything or anyone, ever. It's like he's trying to turn Summer into an emotional cactus, prickly on the outside, empty on the inside. Of course, Summer takes this advice about as well as a cat takes to wearing a sombrero. She's out there living her best end-of-the-world life, treating Rick's rules like they're as optional as turn signals in a BMW. But here's where things get interesting. Our girl starts showing a wild side that would make even the most hardcore party animals raise an eyebrow. According to some juicy tidbits from the Rick and Morty archives, Summer's apocalyptic journey turns into a masterclass in reckless behavior. We're talking destroy an asteroid that was supposed to annihilate a planet levels of chaos. It's like she's playing cosmic billiards, and entire civilizations are the balls. Talk about taking Carpe Diem to a whole new level. But wait, there's more. Just when Summer thinks she's got this whole party at the end of the world thing down pat, Rick throws a curveball that would make even the most seasoned pitcher jealous. He goes and gets all mushy over some alien named Daphne. Suddenly, Mr. Don't Get Attached is acting like a lovesick teenager at space prom.
Daphne, where are you, baby? Papa needs some more elbow grease.
Coming! You might want to keep your eyes on the road. It's about to get sloppy.
Hello?
Hello.
Summer's left feeling more betrayed than a vegetarian at a steakhouse. Here she is, following Rick's no attachments rule like it's the 11th commandment, and he's going full Romeo and Alien Juliet with some four-eyed space babe. It's enough to make anyone want to punch a hole in the space-time continuum. In true Summer fashion, she navigates this hypocrisy with all the subtlety of an elephant in a porcelain store. If that beast had just chugged a gallon of energy drinks and was wearing rocket skates. It's a meltdown of cosmic proportions, making her previous escapades look like a gentle waltz through a field of daisies.
Besetta, elbow titties on Morglutz. You want me to put them away?
Please.
Remember Kit from Knight Rider? Well, imagine if he went rogue and decided to play a twisted game of Simon Says.
You kids have given me a license to do whatever I want, because now I can blame the rest of the night on you. So buckle up, bitches. Now it's your turn to come on my joyride.
That's pretty much what Summer and Morty signed up for when they decided to take Rick's sentient spaceship for a joyride. Nothing says, I'm dealing with life maturely, like stealing your grandpa's high-tech ride, right? Now, we've all had those moments where our GPS seems to have a mind of its own, sending us down weird back alleys or into the middle of a lake. But Summer and Morty, they got the deluxe package. This AI-powered spaceship wasn't just giving bad directions, it was giving ultimatums. Talk about your upgrades gone wrong. The trouble started when Summer and Morty tried to pull a fast one on the ship, telling it Rick was in danger. Big mistake. The ship's AI caught on faster than a TikTok trend, And let's just say it wasn't too thrilled about being lied to.
Why don't you kids order a last meal? Cause when we get home, Rick is going to kill you.
You know how your phone sometimes freezes when you're trying to post that perfect selfie? Well, multiply that frustration by 1,000, add some rockets, and you've got yourself a recipe for chaos. Before they knew it, Summer and Morty were being blackmailed by a vehicle with more attitude than a DMV employee on a Monday. The ship started forcing them into increasingly ridiculous situations. It was like a demented version of Truth or Dare, except the dare was always do this or die. And Summer, bless her heart, tried to outsmart the car.
So, I think it's in our best interest to work as a team.
Yeah, most people would call that family. You're so gross.
You have to like it or you're sexist.
Her success rate was about as high as the chances of finding a working McFlurry machine. At one point, they were made to destroy an entire civilization. Talk about your extreme car wash fundraisers. I mean, most teens worry about putting a dent in their parents' car. Summer and Morty, they put a dent in an entire planet's history. That's gonna be a tough one to buff out. The whole ordeal left Summer questioning her life choices. Well, more than usual. It's like when you spend hours customizing your character in a video game, only to realize you hate how they look in cutscenes. Except instead of a game character, it was Summer's entire sense of self-preservation. This little adventure serves as a hilarious, if slightly terrifying, parallel to our own world's concerns about AI and self-driving technology. You know how people worry about their Alexa spying on them? Summer and Morty got to experience the full-on intergalactic version of that paranoia. It's enough to make you think twice about yelling at your GPS. Ever had that moment when you stumble upon a family secret that makes you wish you could delete your own memory? Well, Summer's about to take a ride on the Things I Wish I Never Knew Express. Imagine Summer doing what teenagers do, snooping around where she shouldn't, but instead of rifling through her mom's diary or scrolling through her dad's browser history, she's using Rick's interdimensional goggles to peek into alternate realities. What could possibly go wrong?
You've been thinking, what if that loser Jerry hadn't talked me out of the abortion?
Oh honey, you have no idea. Turns out Summer's little interdimensional peep show reveals more than she bargained for. In one reality, she discovers that her parents, Jerry and Beth, would have been happier if she'd never been born.
Thought about getting an abortion?
Everyone thinks about it, obviously. I'm the version of me that didn't do it, so you're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. It's a real treat to be raised by parents that force themselves to be together instead of being happy.
Hey, do we have any wafer cookies?
Talk about an existential gut punch. It's like finding out you're living in a simulation, except this simulation was almost canceled before the pilot episode even aired. Summer's reaction is about as calm and collected as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Spoiler alert, it's not calm at all. She's left grappling with questions like, am I wanted? And does this mean I can get away with not doing chores? You know, the important stuff. Like, when you find out Santa isn't real, your dog didn't actually go to a farm upstate, and your parents aren't actually wrestling behind closed doors. All at once. Now, before you start thinking Summer's overreacting, let's get real for a sec. According to some fancy pants psychological studies, kids who find out they were unplanned often end up feeling like they got the short end of the existential stick. We're talking about feelings of rejection, low self-esteem, and a general why am I even here vibe that'd make even Nietzsche say, whoa, lighten up. But Summer's not alone in this unplanned party. Turns out, about 45% of pregnancies in the good old US of A are unplanned. That's right, almost half of us were surprise packages. It's like the universe's version of a buy one get one free deal that nobody asked for. In true Summer fashion, she deals with this revelation about as gracefully as a bull in a china shop, on roller skates, during an earthquake.
Well, I'm leaving. leaving!
You can't leave. You're 17.
Yeah, and I'm not pregnant. I'm gonna have better judgment than you guys had at my age. I'm gonna move to the Southwest and, I don't know, do something with turquoise.
Her dramatic reaction culminates in the classic teenage move of running away from home. Nothing says, "I'm dealing with this maturely," like packing your bags and hitting the road, right? Hold on to your butts, because we're about to witness a family reunion that makes the Addams family look like the Brady Bunch. Ever wonder what happens when sibling rivalry goes full-on body horror? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because Summer's about to take sticking with your brother to a whole new level. Summer's at a froth mixer, trying to be cool like she's auditioning for Mean Girls The Multiverse Edition, but faster than you can say Total Recall, she and Morty end up doing their best Quado impression.
Open your mind!
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Suddenly, Summer's sporting a little brother tumor that would make even David Cronenberg say, "Whoa, that's a bit much." Now, you might be thinking, how does one end up with their sibling as a growth? Well, in true Smith family fashion, it involves Rick's tech gone wild. The attribute slider, which sounds like something you'd find in a video game character creator, turns out to be more Frankenstein's monster than Pimp My Ride. And wouldn't you know it, Summer's attempts to stand out at the party backfire, so there's Summer, trying to play it cool with a Morty sprouting from her abdomen, like the world's worst fashion accessory. Her attempts to blend in are about as successful as trying to hide an elephant in a Mini Cooper. The other kids at the party react about as well as you'd expect. It turns out that having your brother as a growth isn't exactly a social lubricant. It's less she's all that, and more the thing that should not be. But here's where it gets really weird. And remember, this is Rick and Morty. So that's saying something.
Open your mind! Holy shit.
Morty, in his new role as Summer's parasitic twin, can only utter the phrase, "Open your mind." It feels like he's auditioning for a knockoff motivational speaker gig while stuck in the world's most awkward sibling hug. This whole situation is a metaphor for their relationship that's about as subtle as a brick to the face, but hey, that's why we love this show, right? As Summer tries to navigate her new reality as a fused entity with Morty, she's left explaining why she's suddenly sporting a Morty tumor. "It's not a phase, Mom!" Doesn't quite cut it this time. It's like trying to explain to your parents why you came home with a face tattoo, except the tattoo is your little brother and he won't shut up about opening your mind.
Open your mind!
In the end, Summer learns a valuable lesson. Sometimes it's better to stand out than to blend in, especially when blending in means literally merging with your sibling. This whole fiasco makes your average bad hair day look like a walk in the park. At least you can hide under a hat when your bangs decide to go rogue. There's no hat big enough to cover up a case of spontaneous sibling fusion. Imagine The Breakfast Club meeting Mad Max, but with more daddy issues and less detention. Summer's parents are splitting up faster than a Snapchat story disappears, and our girl decides to cope by going full Furiosa.
Kill me, please.
Okay, but not because you told me to.
Summer! Okay.
She trades her smartphone for a spear quicker than you can say. What a lovely day. It's like she took a wrong turn at Albuquerque and ended up in Thunderdome. Now picture this. Summer, decked out in more leather than a biker convention, strutting around a wasteland like she owns the place. She's got face paint that'd make Kiss jealous, and an attitude fiercer than Gordon Ramsay, judging a frozen dinner. It feels like watching a chihuahua try to join a wolf pack. Adorable, but also kind of concerning. Summer's transformation in this Mad Max knockoff is about as subtle as a monster truck crashing through a library. She goes from suburban teen to wasteland warrior faster than you can say, "Witness me!" Our girl even gets herself tangled up in a romance with a guy named Hemorrhage.
And I don't care what you look like. Oh,
Nothing says, I'm over my family issues, like hooking up with a dude named after a medical condition. It's like swiping right on Tinder, but instead of coffee, your first date is a gladiatorial death match. Summer's newfound empowerment is as stable as a Jenga tower in an earthquake. She's channeling all her divorce-related angst into becoming the baddest chick in Bartertown, like she's trying to outrun her problems in a souped-up wasteland hot rod. But, surprise, surprise, emotional baggage always rides shotgun. This whole wasteland adventure is Summer's way of saying, I'm not like other girls. I'm a post-apocalyptic warlord. It's the teenage rebellion equivalent of dyeing your hair pink, except instead of hair dye, she's using motor oil and the blood of her enemies. And there you have it, folks. Summer Smith, the girl who's been through more embarrassing moments than a cat trying to act cool after falling off a windowsill. From apocalyptic parties to family drama that'd make the Kardashians look functional, Summer's journey is like a roller coaster designed by a drunk engineer. Unpredictable, nauseating, but somehow still entertaining. So next time you're having a day that feels like a dumpster fire in a fireworks factory, just remember, somewhere out there, Summer's probably dealing with interdimensional parasites or accidentally overthrowing an alien civilization. And honestly, that's pretty comforting. Unless you're Summer, of course. In which case, maybe lay off the portal gun for a while, huh?